everyone, my name is Anitha V, working as Assistant Professor in the Department Computer Science and Engineering, B.V. Raju Institute of Technology, Narsapur. Today in this session, I would like to talk about a concept, stack class from Java Collection Framework. So first let me understand what is stack and why we need to have a stack. So stack is a data structure where we can store a group of elements following the principle LIFO, last in first out. So stack represents a group of elements stored in LIFO order, last in first out. So which means that the element that was lastly inserted into the stack will be the first element to be removed from the stack. So different operations can be carried out on the stack. That is, we can insert an element into the stack, we can remove an element from the stack, and we can search an element from the stack. So let me see what are those operations called as. So inserting an element into the stack is called as push operation, and removing the element from the stack is called as pop operation. Searching for an element in the stack is called as peep operation. All these operations in the stack are carried out from one side of the stack or from one end of the stack, and that is called as top of the stack. So coming to the examples of the stack, we can see like the better examples I can refer here is a pile of plates. That is, we will arrange the plates one over the other. So the down plates after removing the top plates, that is nothing but LIFO. Similarly, the second example can be the compact disc holder where the CDs are arranged. So the last CD that was inserted into the holder will be the first one that can be removed. Right. So this is a representation of a stack. The first block indicates it is an empty stack, and here is like inserting the first element into the stack, and then inserting the second element into the stack 1 and 2. Then the first element that can be removed from the stack will be the 2 because it is the last one that is inserted into the stack. Right. Now let me see how we can declare a stack class. So the syntax is the class keyword followed by the stack keyword. We have to specify the type of the elements that we want to store into a pair of brackets. So here in the syntax, E stands for element type. For example, if you wanted to create a stack object that contains the integer objects, then the syntax is as shown, like stack keyword followed by integer within this brackets, indicating that we wanted to store integer type objects into the stack object. New keyword to allocate the required memory followed by the name of the class again with pair of parentheses. Now let me see what are the different methods we have with the stack class. So stack includes several methods. So the first one is empty, whose return type is boolean. So this method tests whether the stack is empty or not. If it is empty, it returns false. Otherwise, it returns if it is empty, the stack returns true. Otherwise, it returns false. So the next method is peek method. The return type of this method is element. So this method returns the topmost element from the stack without removing it from the stack. It just says like what is the topmost element. This method will not remove the element from the stack. And the next method is pop method. So the return type of this pop method is element. It returns an element, the topmost element of the stack. And the next one is push method. So the return type of this method is element. It returns the element. And the push method is accepting one argument of type element. So whatever the obj we specify, that will be inserted or pushed onto the top of the stack. And also it returns that element what was pushed onto the top of the stack. So we have one more method, search method, which will take object as its argument and returns an integer. So this method returns the position of an element if the obj what we have specified as the argument was matched. If it is not found, if the element is not found in the stack, it returns -1. So if the element what we are searching for is found in the stack, then it returns the position of that element. Otherwise, it returns -1. So at this point, we also have to understand like what is meant by auto boxing. So we are trying to insert an integer, but we know that collection is nothing but a collection is something which can store the objects. So what we are giving is a primitive data type, but a collection like a class can only store the object. Now that means the primitive value what we are giving has to be converted into object type. So that conversion process is nothing but called as auto boxing. So auto boxing is a process of converting a primitive data type into an object form automatically. Right. So now let me see an example program for stack class, implementing the stack class with its methods. So as a first step of your program, we'll be writing the import statement. So here we'll be using some stream classes for reading the input from the keyboard. So imported the IO package, and then because the stack class belongs to the util package, imported the util package. And next we have taken the class name as stack demo, and then declare our main method. So the syntax public static void main, which is taking a string array args as its argument. And because the buffer reader class methods returns the exceptions, we need to throw the exception with the main method or the method in which that particular method was used. So return the throws IO exception with the main method. And then we are defining a stack object, and in the syntax we wanted to store the integer object. So the type of the element with the stack object is defined as integer. So we wanted to perform the different operations with the stack here, like inserting the element, deleting the element from the stack, and searching for an element. So several operations has to be carried out on the stack. So we're taking an choice variable and initialize to 0, and then some other required variables like position and element. Here position to be used with the search operation to store the position of the search element, and what the element we wanted to insert, or the element to be searched with the element variable. So and then created an object for the buffer reader class. We want to read the input from the keyboard. So system.in with the input stream reader and object for buffer reader class. So here I'm writing a while loop. So we want to perform the different operations. So let me specify which operation by what operation to be performed by a number. So one represents a push operation, 2 represents the pop operation, 3 represents a stack of search operation, and 4 exit of the stack. Right. So then asking to enter your choice, what you wanted to perform, whether you want to push or pop or search, that is stored into the choice variable. Then using a switch construct, like for executing, for performing a particular choice of operation, whether push or pop or search. So case 1 I wanted to be for pushing the element into the stack. So here return the statement like first to enter the element what to be pushed, like using the parseInt method of integer wrapper class and the readline method of buffer reader to read the element, and which is stored into the variable element. So that element to be pushed into the stack, so calling the push method with that element, and to be inserted into the stack. So we have created an object for the stack as st. So the method call is like st.push of element. So then the second case to be like return to perform the pop operation or remove the element from the stack. So first we can call the pop method with the object of the stack. So st.pop, which returns an integer object. So this is stored into obj reference of integer type, and just printing a message what the element has been popped from the stack. Next, case 3. The third case representing the search operation. So first here we wanted to specify what the element we wanted to search for. So for that reading the element from the keyboard, that what to be searched, and then calling the search method by using the stack object, with the element what to be searched. If the element is found in the stack, it returns the position value where that element is found, and it is stored in the position variable. Now checking the value of the position variable. If the position variable is -1, so already we have understood what is the return type of the search method. If the element is found, it returns a position, otherwise it returns a -1. So if position equals to -1 means it means that the element is not found in the stack. Otherwise, that means if the position was not equals to -1, then we say that the element has been found at a particular position. And the last is the default case, just returning from the loop, switch case. So at the last, we wanted to display what are the contents of the stack after doing all the operations, push, pop, and search operation. So the last statement is printing whatever the elements in the stack by calling the object of the stack. So now let me see the execution part of this program. So let me import let me first write the import statements, because we are using the buffer reader class. Import IO package, then import the util package. So creating the class, I'm taking the class name as stack demo, then main method, and throwing the IO exception. So first creating the object for buffer reader, because we want to read the input from the keyboard. Which is taking system.in. That is, we are attaching our keyboard to our buffer reader object. So create a stack object. So where we wanted to store the integer type object elements. So let me take the object name for stack as st equals to new, and now I'm declaring the variables. So first I'll take the choice variable, initialize it with 0, then I need the position variable to store the position, and then element. Okay, so here I'm starting the while loop to specify the type of operation what I wanted to perform. So with the choice variable, so here I'm taking, because I'm representing 4 operations, so choice less than 4, repeat the loop, just a print message that these are the stack operations. So let me say one for push operation. So 2 for pop operation. Similarly 3 for search operation. And lastly 4 exit. So first we need to read our choice. So I'm just printing a message that enter your choice. I just want to format the output. So choice is equals to integer dot parseInt method So readline method is a method of buffer reader class to read from the keyboard from the input, which reads a string format. We are converting that string to integer by the parseInt method of integer class. So now after reading the choice, we have to write the switch construct. So let me write our first case. So first case is like inserting the element into the stack. So first, like we read the element from the keyboard what we wanted to insert. So storing that into element. Now this element has to be pushed into the stack. So calling the push method with the element what we wanted to insert. In the first case. Next, the second case for popping the element. So the topmost element of the stack will be popped. So calling the pop method. So it returns the element what was popped. So let me store that one into the element variable. Then let me print for the element that was popped from the stack. Then the third case is for searching the element. So first let me read the element from the keyboard what we want us to search for. So let me take that element from the keyboard. Now let me call the search operation, the search method, sorry, with the element what we want to search for, and it returns the position of the element. So let me store that position into the position variable. Now we will check what is the value of the position. If the position equals to -1, we say that the element is not found. Else, that is, if the position not equals to -1, then we say that element is found. Is found at position then break of the third case. Then the last one, default, we just want to return. End of the switch case. So the loop will be repeated until that many times that we wanted to perform the operation on the stack. Next, after completing all the operations on the stack, I just want to display what are the elements in the stack. So system dot out dot println the elements of the stack of stack object. So end of the while loop, end of the main method, end of the class. So let's recheck for errors. So we do import statements. Then the class, taking the class name as stack demo, main method, buffer reader class object. Then created an object for the stack, and stack now is intended to store the integer elements. So declaration of variables, then a loop, while loop with the choice variable. The loop will be repeated until choice is less than 4. So just printing a message here that we are carrying out here the stack operations, 1 for push operation, 2 for pop operation, and just let me format the output. So here I'm giving a new line. 3 for search operation, 4 for exit, then asking to enter the choice, so reading the choice from the keyboard, then switch construct. So the first case, reading the element from the keyboard for inserting it into the stack, calling the push method to insert the element into the stack. Then case 2, for removing the element from the stack, so calling the pop method of the stack. The pop returns the element that was popped from the top of the stack, so printing what the element that has been popped from the stack. Next, case 3, so just format the output. So here I'll just put a message like enter the element to be inserted. Then the case 2, so displaying just what is the element that is popped. Then the case 3, So for search operation, like enter the element to be searched, or the element we wanted to search for, and so here I have to write the readline method for reading the element to be searched. So here the element equals to calling the search method with that element, which returns a position of that element if it was found. So now checking the position value, if it is -1, we say that the element is not found, else the element is found, specifying the position where it was found, and the default one just return statement. So this is the end of the switch. Then displaying the elements of the stack, end of the while, main, and the class. Let me save this one. I'm going to the command prompt. So java c stack demo.java. So the program compiled successfully. Now let me run this. I'll clear the screen first. So asking me to enter the choice. So I'll give 1 for push operation, asking me to enter the element to be inserted. So I'm giving it as 10. Then again asking me, like the elements are displayed here. The element that was in the stack is 10. Next, I want to do again the insertion. So 1, the element to be inserted, giving 20. So the elements here in the stack now are 10 and 20, asking me to enter the choice again. So I want to perform insertion. So giving 1 element, I'm giving it as 30. Now the elements of the stack are 10, 20 and 30. So on the top of the stack we have 30. Now I want to remove the element from the stack. So giving the choice as 2. So we have here this popped element is 30. And after popping the element on top of the top element of the stack, the elements in the stack are 10 and 20. Now I wanted to perform the search operation. So giving the choice as 3. Asking for element to be searched, I'm giving it as 10. So the output is the element is found at the position 2. Now again I want to perform the search operation. So here I'm giving the element 30. So because 30 is not the element of the stack, we got the output element is not found. So I want to stop the operation here. So I'm giving the choice as 4. So came back to the prompt. So that is all about what is a stack and how to use a stack class to perform different operations like inserting an element into the stack, removing the element from the stack, or searching for an element from the stack. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.